Donald, of course, you were Principal Research Officer in Moore Park there for 36 years.
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah, that was my life. Came involved with the Irish Climate Science Forum, and that's a group of people, scientists and engineers, who study, have taken an interest in the climate. Every day now I'm studying climate. I'm looking at weather records in Ireland, like temperature records going back, and we have them going back to 1796, believe it or not.
Yes.
We have a record of temperature in Armagh Observatory going back to 1796, temperature recorded every day.
Yeah.
We can draw a graph from that. And there is no better way, I believe, of studying global warming than the warming at one place over a long time.
Yeah, I know that we've been actually bombarded, I suppose, about global warming. Some of the facts, some of the fiction.
Climate change has gone on and goes on all the time, has gone on forever really, and long before we had industrialisation. An ice age, or glaciation as the geologists call it correctly, we have an ice age every 100,000 years. So
you can do the maths on that, like.
We're in between ice ages at the moment.
Yeah.
It's called an interglacial period, where we're at. The idea that before we started burning, let's say, coal and then oil, that before that there was a perfect climate. This kind of was the idea.
Right.
But the reality is that before that we had what meteorologists call the Little Ice Age. That is to say, we've had, going back to the 1400s and up to the 1800s, we have been coming out of a Little Ice Age, a very cold period. In fact, in those times there were some cold winters where Christmas fairs were held on the River Thames in London.
Yes,
literally.
that's right, Chad. Oh, yeah, the Thames actually froze over.
Yeah. in the winter. So I would argue that our climate is actually better now than it was back then.
Listen, it's been great having you on.
Thanks very much, Noel.
You know, and as I say, a breath of fresh air. People texting in them, you're a breath of fresh air, you know, in an otherwise humdrum world, fair play, you know. But Doctor, as I say, and I know you hate to be called Doctor, I know, but as I say, Dr. Donald kind of will give you a rightful title, and indeed you're Principal Research Officer for 36 years. You have given us, I suppose, an insight, I suppose, on your views and on the scientific views of climate change and indeed extreme weather events. Can you wish you the very, very best of luck indeed, and don't be a stranger, we'll be talking to you again.
Okay, thanks very much, Noel.